So, after months of building Alicia's full drive, this RC Colorado is finally done, and it's pretty much a full touring setup. Now today, I'm gonna reveal to you guys how much it costs to build a full drive setup exactly like this.
Proudly supported by Superior Engineering, ITECHWORLD, and in part by. We bought this full drive with the intent to turn it into a budget tourer. Not budget as in as cheap as possible, but overall cost needs to be low. We wanted some of the good gear mixed in with an older car.
This is the first time I've had this thing in 4-low, and it's actually surprisingly comfortable to drive. I've still got 40 pound in the tyres too, so that's not helping out. It's not as good as a Patrol, like full coil all round. It does have torsion bars up the front and leaf springs in the back, so it's gonna be a bit of a bumpier ride. I'm calling up these rocks, no dramas. It doesn't feel like overly, bumpy because we've got a bit of weight on the back of this thing, so that's really helping out.
Now these days you can easily drop 60 grand on a brand new full drive, and the salesman will give you a speech about how the $250 weekly repayment is only 1/3 of your wage and that you should send it. Or should you pick up something older for a fraction of the cost that maybe has some spicy mods on it already? This is the question.
Let's talk about the car a little bit. This is a 2011 RC Colorado. Now the reason we were trying to track one of these down specifically is because this is an Isuzu based Holden. So they basically have the Isuzu 4JJ1, which is a really, really reliable and powerful little motor. And the other reason is this is Alicia's car, and she really wanted an automatic full drive. So there's tons of these that came out in the auto platform. So it's not too hard to track one down. Now when we picked this up, it had a few goodies on it, which always helps with the overall build cost. It did come with the canopy, it had a little bit of a lift in it, it did come with the UHF aerial, and I think that's pretty much about it. Car was up for sale for a little bit more than what we offered, but we ended up coming to a deal and we picked this thing up for $9,500. Which in today's prices is honestly really good. A brand new car being around about the $70,000 mark at the moment is insane. So to pick this thing up super cheap and then to spend all the money making it the way that we exactly want it, I think that's the way to go these days. Now before we go through the prices, I've just stopped here to give you guys a good look at this thing and show you how good it actually turned out. I think it looks really, really cool, and it serves a really good purpose in our family. Now this is obviously Alicia's car, and she will be taking this thing out when I take the Patrol out. So she's got her own full setup, tent, awning, fridge, everything in this thing, dual battery setup. It has everything that she pretty much needs in order to come out with us and spend a weekend away, or even longer. This setup could probably do a whole week away, and it is quite comfortable. Right, now I've pulled into the next location. We've got the Glasshouse Mountains in the background. Thought this would be the perfect spot to do what I want to do next, and that is to roll out the whole setup, just to show you guys how quick this is to roll into camp, unfold the tent, unpack the awning, and then we are basically sitting down having something cold. Want to do that as fast as possible so there's no fights. No, I'm only joking. Alicia and I never fight. So what I'm going to do is put a timer on the screen, unfold everything, and let's just see how fast this setup actually is. No beer, just water. So before we start, I want you guys to go down in the comments and jot what you think we've spent, including the purchase of the vehicle. So the total amount, Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to see some guesses down there and see how close you can get. So we bought the car for $9,500. Now there was a lot of negotiations that day, and shout out to the guy, he actually watches the videos, but yeah, we kind of went in lowballed him a little bit, but ended up picking it up for $9,500 with the canopy, with an exhaust, with the UHF aerial, what else, and with a little bit of lift in it. So not too much done to it, but enough to save us a little bit of money, which is why we kind of went with this one. Straight up, we did have to spend about $500 in maintenance. We had to service it. We had to replace the alternator. It died about 2 days after picking it up. The aircon compressor also had water in it, so it failed, but I did steal one off my Patrol because I have the same engine in my Patrol. But yeah, $500 in maintenance. Now, $280 was for the GME XRS radio, just the handpiece. Like I said, the aerial was supplied, so just the handpiece, $280. Now, $1,280 on the wheel, so that is just the wheel, not the tire. They are ATI 17 by 8.5, and they're a hybrid wheel. These are a zero offset, I believe. I'd have to double check that, but I think zero offset. They fit the car really nice, and ATI rims just look so good. So $1,280 is actually not too bad, and then $1,200 for a set of tires through Total Tires and Auto, the Kenda. They are the rugged terrain, I think they call them. They're in between of like a muddy and an all-terrain, so they're super aggressive. They're perfect for out here, and still really nice on the road. We got $700 for the roof rack. Now that was just an online purchase. Just Googled the car and put a aluminium flat rack on there. Nothing special with that, but $700. Now we did do a $500 Temu episode, so we spent $500. We got a light bar, we got reverse lights, we got rock lights, we got an air compressor pump, some other bits and pieces that are just staying in the back of this thing. So all up, that was $500. $75 on the bloody weather shields, you know, the pieces of plastic that you stick on to stop the rain coming in your windows. I always have a set of them on each car, so I wanted to include those in the price. So now we're going to get into some of the battery gear. Now, firstly, I do have a discount code with ITECH, so I will put that on the screen. These are the full retail prices, and at the moment there is an end of financial year sale. So you can use my code, stack that on the end of financial year sale, and you will save so much more money than what I'm about to tell you. But this is the top retail price. We've got $999 for the 100 amp slimline lithium battery, $349 for the ITECH charger, $249 for the ITECH sine wave inverter, which is a 1,000 watt inverter, so we can plug, you know, your normal household appliances in. $725 for the 40 litre iFrost fridge, with the bag and with the slide. I think that is actually a really good price. I spent another $50 on lighting in the canopy. So that is just so we can flick a light on and just see what's in there at night. And that has been super handy in the camp that we just done. $150 in wiring consumables. So that's just cabling, connectors. I did have to buy a few Anderson plugs and whatnot. $150 there. And then the steel and paint for the rack for the rooftop tent. So in order to put the 270 awning on and the rooftop tent from Outback Tourer, we did have to build a steel rack inside of the canopy. Now, you can go out and buy the steel racks, but they don't handle too much weight. So you definitely need to check that if you are going to do the same. I just decided to make some with some scrap steel that I had laying around. So hopefully they're strong enough. So far they're holding in there, but $150 for that as well. Now the rooftop tent itself is $3,190 retail price. Now the really good thing about that is it includes a solar panel, a 200 watt panel that is fixed onto the top of the roof, and it does come with roof racks. It has power inside of the tent and a lighting system in the tent as well. So if you were to put all those things together and then pay for that as one, it would basically come out to either the same cost or more, or if you had to pay an auto sparky to come out and fit lights and run power into the tent, you're talking more money again. So $3,190 for the rooftop tent, including all of those items, and then $1,390 for this awning that I'm sitting under. And honestly, when Alicia said that she wanted the 270 awning, I was thinking, you know, they're bulky and kind of annoying, but it has been one of the best things on this car to be able to sit under here. We've got two little kids and it creates plenty of shade, and we're all kind of huddled up by the car, which is awesome. Now the drawer setup that's in the back is from Decked. It is a recycled plastic drawer. In terms of strength, they are incredibly strong. I reckon that's stronger than like 99% of drawer systems that are on the market at the moment. It is super, super tough. But that is $3,350. Now, obviously, that's a lot of money for a drawer set, but if you're going to tour halfway around Australia, you don't really want to cheap out on drawers. It is definitely an expensive way to do it. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but those drawers will never fail in terms of like falling apart, where a lot of the other ones, they just fall apart in a few years and you've got to buy another set anyway. Inside of the drawers, there is some storage boxes. They were $420. Now they're like a one-hand open thing that, you know, they are really handy. And then the right height for the drawer setup, they're also from Decked as well. I've only just realized that I haven't actually added all these up. So I'm going to jot these in the calculator and figure out what the total amount was. Right, now I've crunched the numbers, I've combined them with the mathematics that I know, and I've also like, you know, intertwined a little bit of, you know, just other knowledge bits in there. And I think I've come to the total figure here. The total amount that we have spent on this car kind of checks out, is $25,056. No, $25,056. I'm so good at math and speaking. But 25K pretty much on the nose. Now that does kind of check out with what we were thinking, but yeah, I don't think that is too bad at all. When you consider the fact that it is about 60,000, maybe a little bit cheaper depending on the make and model, but about 60 grand to step into a brand new dual cab, and then you've still got to spend the 15 on it to make it what you want. So we've spent roughly 15 grand on mods on a $10,000 car. I want you guys to also jot down in the comments what you think this car would now be worth, because that is something that's worth noting, that these older cars, when you put the money into them, you can get some of it back when you go to resell the car, which is something that I've always done since my Navara. Now, I heard a saying once that said a smart man learns from other people's mistakes. And I did actually, in my early days, go out and finance a car, and I dumped a lot of money into modifications and I did not get a cent of that back. And I lost money overall, not only on the finance, but on the mods. And, you know, just really overall a bad investment. If you are a young whippersnapper and you're trying to get into full drives, honestly, my opinion is buy something that's got a few mods already on it, so you don't have to fork out that at the start. Save it for the mods that you want to do so you can get out, enjoy the outdoor lifestyle. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. You can obviously do whatever you want, but we have a build that has cost $25,000 to make. I'm stoked with it. Alicia is super happy, and I think it's really cool and a little bit unique, which is awesome. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. The RC Collie is done. Well, actually, it's not done. I still got more parts coming in for it, but it was a good place to stop and share with you the cost, because I think most people would probably stop here. Yeah, there definitely will be more on the RC Collie. We've got some pretty exciting stuff coming up for it, but for now, we are going to enjoy it. We're going to camp out of it, and Alicia absolutely loves this car, which I'm stoked about as well, because I was a little bit nervous that me building something for her, she was going to hate it, because we kind of got different tastes going back and forth on stuff. But yeah, she absolutely loves it. That makes me happy. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think overall of the RC Collie. 25 grand gets you that. That's not too bad in my books. Also, don't forget about the ITEC end of financial year sale. Definitely check them out. Use my code ROAMLIFE. Save some more money. But for now, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next episode. Goodbye. It's actually such a shame that I'm not really camping in this video, because I've got to pack all this up, and what a view. Glasshouse Mountains turning it on. All right, goodbye.